Hello, this is Malorian, and this is now my 5th game of the Out of the Basement tournament, and I'm up against some dwarves. So this game here, what happened is you had to take your most expensive unit. So for me it was my Black Orcs, for him it's his Hammerers, and pretty much they have to go straight at each other or end up closer to each other at the end of each movement phase. You only get full victory points for them if you completely destroy them. If they flee off the board, you don't get any points whatsoever. So you have to make sure you destroy them. And yeah, so we're gonna be fighting some big fights here. Now this army was pretty cool. This is the one that I voted for the best presentation because it's just kind of crazy. If you look at it, every single model is different. It goes across all the different ranges of the dwarf models over time. Tons of character models thrown in just because, just to make it look crazy and different and unique. And yeah, it was really neat for me to get to face off against. And of course, dwarves versus goblins and orcs are like, a traditional great matchup. Now this one here, I had to be a little bit worried because he had a lot of great weapons, but at the same time they are set up a little bit defensively. He has something like, I don't know, 40 or 50 warriors with great weapons on the left. Then up on the hill he has 2 cannons, he has an organ gun, and he has a gyrocopter. Then he has a big huge horde there of 40 or something hammerers, and in there he has a rune lord and also the BSP. Then there's a grudge store, and on the far right another one of warriors with the great weapons. So of course, with them having hatred against greenskins and having all great weapons, you have to be taking them pretty seriously. But the thing is that, I'll be hitting first with a lot of my hordes, and then hopefully I'll be reducing those attacks. So we'll see how it goes. But really, right now, my goal is just to really make sure I crush those hammerers, get those points, and really on the left, if I can just charge that War Machine Hill, that'll get me some points really quick. So I get first turn, luckily, and Animosity is finally nice to me. Everything moves up. My wolves zip around to the other side, and luckily the way that little temple thing is that the organ gun can't see me, so I'm hoping to sneak up on the cannons if I can. The great thing that happened this turn is I got off my foot of Gork and smashed the hammerers and killed like a good 11 of them, so that's going to help. So Dwarf's turn 1, he has to move towards me, so he moves all of 1 inch towards me. And on the left, those warriors, since I'm out of range, reform to face me. He didn't change his models to be turning because he's going to be keeping that wide frontage in the front. He's supposed to face my wolves, so whatever, they're like that now. Really, with his shooting, he goes and he does the little steam thing at the wolves and actually rolls pretty poorly, only kills 1. And then apart from that, he kills a few of the Black Orcs there. His organ gun misfires, can't shoot this turn or next, and he drops a big rock on the squig herd over there. And I think he wasn't used to fighting squig herds when I explained, they have 2 strength 5 attacks, a weapon skill 4, and all this stuff. That he didn't really like them, so he targeted them and killed a good bunch. So then, Orcs turn 2. Again, I have nothing for animosity or anything, so my wolves zip around the back. Trolls and things push up. I mean, remember, he's looking the other way, and I only held back with my Black Orcs, really, because I didn't want him to kind of combo charge in there, and so this way, with the 2 units being offset, he's going to have to pick one or the other type thing if he decides to try and make that longer charge for a dwarf. And in the magic phase, he used his little rune scroll type thing to shut down my foot of Gork, so nothing really happened. So his turn 2, the gyrocopter keeps on following those wolves, kills 2 of them, but luckily I don't break. His warriors on the left reform for ranks, and of course now they're a lot more scary because now they have, the 30 strength 5 attacks, which will be getting rerolled to hit. He has his left cannon, which was flaming, goes and hits my troll there, the front one. Does only 1 wound, so that was pretty unfortunate for him. Drops a rock on the squigs again, and yeah, now they're at the point that they're just pretty much useless because they're just too small. I think I got something like 12 squigs, so yeah, they're just going to be holding back now. Now this turn, man, my opponent had some really bad luck. Wow. So what happens here is that I decided to kind of do like a shifting charge type thing. So even though things were lined up to be going more straight ahead, everything shifted over. So the river trolls shifted over, charged the cannon. The one single troll shifts over, charges the organ gun. The savages charge his hammerers, and then my black orcs, just in case his warriors flank me, and the way that they're set up in horde formation, they wouldn't be able to actually get around the savages, reform so that they could be aimed around, and my squigs fall back a little bit, while my night goblins on the far left are making sure to kind of trap his warriors and keep them away from me. Now, on the left in combat, I kill a few war machine guys, but whatever, they're stubborn, so they hold. Now the hammers. Now I get in there and I kill a lot of them, and there's probably only like 11 plus characters left type thing. He hits back. He doesn't do too well. Only kills about 6 because I do really well with my 5+ ward. And then he's still stubborn because these hammerers fails his leadership 9 reroll test. They run off the board, and we were talking about how unlucky that is, and pretty much that's the game already. And then I jokingly go, well, at least like don't even bother taking the panic test for the warriors because at least you used up all your bad luck. Well, he goes, no, let's take this test, and they fail too. So that's why his warriors there are running off. And man, no matter what bad luck I've had, this is just horrendous. So now we're on to his turn 3, and those warriors almost didn't rally. He rolled a 10. He was ready to take them off. And I was like, wait, do you have a musician? And he said yes. And okay, they're good. But man, what a bunch of bad rolls he was getting. Otherwise, his gyrocopter is flying around just trying to kill a bunch of my night goblins there. Doesn't do too much. The main thing is that my wolves in the back are pretty much useless now. His cannons are busy, or the one cannon grape shot my savages. He'll be doing that this turn and next turn, getting like a 10, so smashing them. My river trolls destroy the one cannon, and then combat reform to look over here at the other warriors, and my trolls is still kind of slugging away at the organ gun. Alright, so my turn 4. I charged the gyrocopter with my bunker, hoping that ranks and stuff would win the day. He flees and gets away, and unfortunately I'd also wanted to charge my river trolls until his warriors on the left, and now the gyrocopter was in the way because I didn't expect him to flee, and I did things in the wrong order, so there you have it. But in the magic phase, I hand of Gork the night goblins behind him, so maybe it's good that that charge didn't go through because now I'm in a lot better situation. Otherwise, my one single troll still just can't beat the last organ gun guy. I'm down to my last wound, so I hope I can do it. Anyway, I think this was a tactical mistake. I decided to pass my leadership not to charge with my savages because I could go into the grudge thrower or go off the board, but I was kind of worried that if I failed to charge with a bad roll, then I'd just be showing off my flank to the warriors. So I decided just to kind of swing around and face them instead. And now I'm hoping that if he doesn't charge me, I'll be able to make that charge on them, and then I'll be clear that maybe my black orcs can do a long charge onto his grudge thrower, but we'll see. So his turn 4, his gyrocopter rallies, moves out of the way, kills some of my archers there. Oh no, sorry, he didn't shoot. I must have lost that from somewhere else. Anyway, my troll finally destroys the last organ gun guy, goes to face the grudge thrower, and then he grape shots my savages again and kills some more. So my turn 5, and this one didn't go all that great. Let's start from left. I charge him in the front with the river trolls, in the rear with the night goblins there, and I just put a big huge walloping on this guy. He's netted. I destroying him, but he rolls double 1, so he holds, so go Dwarves. My troll charges a grudge thrower. He fails his spear test. I only kill one guy though, but whatever, I have this little 35-point guy that's keeping that war machine down. I had charged in with the savages, failed to charge with the black orcs, and yeah, that combat didn't do so well. I kind of fluffed my attacks. He did alright with his. I ended up losing by I think 1, and I broke, and luckily I got away, but yeah, that didn't turn out so hot. So his turn 5, another. Well, this one a little bit was a mixed bag. On the left, his warriors failed their fear, and so I mean they need sixes to hit my trolls. I go and I destroy them, run them down, type thing. My troll finishes off the grudge thrower, which is crazy. He goes and he grape shots the two wolves behind, and so they're gone. Now, what happened here is that his warriors on the right charged my savages. I fled, got away, but he then runs into the flank of the black orcs, beats them, runs them down. So, giving up some points here late game. And then my turn 6, the savages rally. What happened is that earlier on I failed, or I got a miscast, and so my guy's only a level 1. So I would love to try and just all dice to go to hand to Gork and get me the hell away, but yeah, I don't know that spell right now. And so my river trolls run up the mountain and they're fighting the cannon, but he holds on. And then in my turn, or in his turn of turn 6, my river trolls finish off the cannon at the top, and he charges my savages. And now I'm so few, I knew I was going to lose. Didn't really trust my chances for running, and I really liked my chances of just fleeing straight off, and I ran like 3 inches and he caught me, so they're all destroyed. So, after giving up tons of points at the end, I thought I had thrown away a massacre, but when we added up, it still turned out that it was, so I felt pretty lucky for that. It was a pretty crazy game. He was a good sport about it. He failed a lot of leadership tests. I mean, with those re-rolled ones and stuff at the beginning, and then throughout, he kept on failing a lot of fear tests as well. Especially when I was fighting his war machines, he just kept on failing those things. And so, in a way, I'm pretty happy that he did have that musician in there, and that he destroyed those units so that he'd have something to walk away with. But we both had a lot of fun. Crazy things happen. It's something you're going to remember about later. So. Yeah, that's it. And now we're just going to be finding out how we all do. So hang on, I'll do one more video talking about my thoughts on the tournament and how I did.